everybody, it's your girl Lena Kanice and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing a little grill chat, but in the meantime, while I'm doing the grill chat, I'm going to be eating some seafood. I got some crab legs and some shrimp. I've been craving it for a while, and I just decided today after work that I was going to get some and also make this video and just again do a little grill chat. So you guys, before we get too far into this video, make sure you all like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with somebody, and let's get into this video. I have the shrimp, and I like peeling the shrimp and I like letting it marinate inside of the sauce. The sauce is so good. I love the sauce. But y'all, so let me tell y'all what has happened to me from my last video. So on Veterans Day, I was invited to play in my high school's alumni basketball game, right? And so initially I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm getting old. I don't play basketball like I used to. And I was like, I'm not in basketball condition. I run and stuff like that and work out, but I'm not in basketball shape. Like, let's be honest, being in basketball shape is different. So I didn't originally want to necessarily play, but I was like, you know what? It's an alumni game. Like, it's for fun. A little bit of bragging rights because it was against our rival high school. But, it's just an alumni game. So, y'all, I decided to play, and let me tell you, at the end of the game, 60 seconds left in the game, y'all, 60 seconds left, I got greedy. We were up by like 12 or 15 points. We were up. We were winning. 60 seconds left on the clock. And so I was a power forward in school, right? So I was on a block and I saw a girl coming to me. She was dribbling. She was coming to me. And I was ready. Pop! I was ready to pop that ball, y'all. I was ready to throw it back in her face. So why I do that, and I end up coming down on somebody's foot. My right ankle, it just rolled inward. And baby, when I tell you I never heard my ankle crack like that. Now, I've had injuries. I've rolled my ankle before. Just ice it and keep it moving. But when I tell you it cracked the way it did, it scared me because I've never experienced that. And then it was like a numbness went through my body. A numbness went through my foot and my ankle and my leg, and it scared me, y'all. It scared me. It scared me. So I got myself together. Of course, my teammates and the other team, everybody's gathered around me like, are you okay? Trying to help me up. I get up and I go to step on my right foot to try and walk. Baby, no. I went tumbling down. Baby, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, okay? And I was no more good. So we had two coaches for my team. One of them ended up just picking me up because I'm pretty lean, so I'm not that heavy. And even still, he was a pretty good guy. He just picked me up and carried me over to the bench. They eventually got me some ice and all that stuff. So I go home. I take some Advil and all that stuff, and I go to sleep. And I wake up the next morning, which was Sunday, and I didn't go to church or anything, y'all. I was hurting. I was like, let me go to the ER because I just rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather for them to tell me that it's a bad sprain than for it to be broken or fractured, and I'm just trying to go on about my daily life as if nothing's happening, and it takes longer to heal, So I decided to go to the ER, and eventually they come back and tell me that I have a fractured ankle, y'all. A fractured ankle. I was like, I'm too old. I'm too old for this. Like, but that's what happens when I get greedy and I want to block another shot before the game is over, as if we weren't already winning. So I'm paying the price right now, and I have a boot on my foot, and it's my right foot, which is, I got to drive with my right foot. So I've been taking the boot off when I drive, and it is painful because I have to move my whole foot. You know how when you drive, you could just kind of like twist your foot from the gas to the brake, the gas to the brake. I can't do that. I gotta lift up my whole foot. I gotta lift it all up. So that becomes painful, but other than that, you know, I'm just waiting for the orthopedic surgeon or doctor office rather. I'm waiting for the doctor's office to give me a call for an appointment to see if surgery is necessary. Prayerfully, surgery is not necessary and this fracture heals on its own. But right now, y'all, I am icing it right now. I'm icing it. And I'm trying not to take any meds because I feel like I said this before in a previous video, is that meds over time just, it's not good for you. And I don't really like taking over-the-counter meds, pain meds, none of that. Like, I just suffer it out, which sometimes is, you know, okay, build up pain tolerance. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking that I'm preparing myself for birth or something one day. But from what I'm hearing, honey, that ain't nothing compared to giving birth to a child, okay? So, anyway, I am dealing with that. And I'm like, you know, and it's crazy because it was so many people there. Like, my high school is pretty big. I graduated with, now the state that I live in, it's a small state, but for my area, I'll say, for my area, my graduating class was over 400 people. To some people, that could be small. But for my area and for my district to have 2 high schools, my graduating class was like 400 and something. And my brother's class was also in the 400s, but bigger than mine. So, and he graduated the year after me. And our rival high school that's in the same district, my cousin graduated, her and I graduated the same year, and she went to that school. And her graduating class is probably like 100 and something. So it's a big difference, a very big difference. But it was so many people at that game, y'all. It was so packed. Like, it was more than the regular high school games that go on. Like, everybody came out. Everybody. My grandma came out. I was so happy to see my grandma, but she just wanted something to do. My grandma be out, y'all. But it was so good seeing her, though. Seeing her, well, I see her all the time, but it was good seeing her at my game. And listen, I should have did like one of my teammates did. She said she wasn't going in the paint. She was only going to stay at the 3-point line, and that was it. I should have did what she did, okay? Because I saw her go to the basket, like drive. Like one time, baby, I guess she learned her lesson. She was like, I ain't doing this again. But needless to say, I'm glad that I made it out alive. And now I just got to deal with the consequences for my actions. Okay? The consequences for my actions. And it's crazy because usually, I believe last year, I heard that they had a boys game. I didn't go last year, but they had a boys game last year. And so, of course, you know, girls is like, we want to play. Why we can't have the girls' alumni game? Baby, not get injured. Actually, I was the 3rd person to get injured. 2 girls on my team had ruptured their Achilles tendon. So we was just getting injured. Korea. So some of the things that I noticed that were really different in South Korea than they are here in the US. For one is the food. The food is so good and it's so natural, and like you could taste the naturalness of the food. Even the seafood is different. I had snow crab legs there, and the snow crab legs are different. Like, you could just taste the naturalness and the pure, like the authenticity of the foods, if that makes sense. Like, here in the US, we have a lot of preservatives and stuff in our food, a lot of additives, and you could taste it, you know? And then when you have the experience of going to a different country to see how they do things and how their foods are made, you see the difference. Like, it's a big difference. You could taste the difference. You just, like, it's I don't know how to explain it outside of, if you haven't been to a different country, then you just kind of, unfortunately, wouldn't really understand because you have nothing to compare it to. But if you've visited a different country, especially like abroad, overseas, then you get to experience, you know, something different, and you see that the foods are completely different over there than they are here. And the food by that by itself, y'all, was just like a winner, okay? Because I was eating all the time. And don't mind me, I can get a little messy sometimes with my food when I'm eating seafood. But the food, it was just like, the food was cheaper. Well, I guess also it depends on, you know, the cost of living for that area is different than it is in the US. But the food was cheaper. You got more for your money. You got way more food for your money. Like, the food was cheaper, the meals were cheaper, and you got more food. I would say probably the best thing that I had over there was probably the Korean barbecue. The Korean barbecue was so good. And then it's like, every time I try to have Korean food here, I think I had it one time, and it was pretty good. It wasn't, of course, South Korea, but it was pretty good. And then it's like, most of the time when you get food here that's based from a different country, like Italian food and stuff, it's always Americanized. So you don't get the full effect of, you know, of how it really tastes, or when you go to that native country, how it tastes. But a lot of the times, it's almost like, you know, if you haven't gone out of the country, then you don't know any better, you know? But South Korea, the food was the biggest thing that I enjoyed. And one thing I also noticed was that a lot of the people, like, were moved up. Like, it seemed like if you were like 18 and able to have, you know, a significant other, you were going to have a significant other. You're going to have somebody. Like, I didn't really see anybody walking around by themselves. Excuse me. That a lot of, like, they had somebody. Like, even like I said, it seemed like if they were of legal, what I would consider legal age is legal age here, 18. I'm pretty sure their legal age is 18 also. But if you were of legal age, 18, then you had a partner. Like, the women they had a guy. The guy had a girl. And they all had somebody. And I asked one of the locals there, because I ended up working with him. I asked him about that, and he was like, it's because in Asian countries, or Asian culture rather, they view women that are 30 and above as kind of like washed up. I felt so bad because I'm 30, and like, so I'm washed up because I'm 30 and I'm not married right now. I'm not married, so I'm washed up. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, they just. And then it's like, if you come over here to the US, it's like, what are you doing getting married before you're 30? You know, it's like the complete opposite. So just to see that and the difference in cultures, it's just different and interesting to see, interesting to learn, interesting to talk about. And being over in South Korea, I learned that their dynamic of family is very, very important. And sometimes I feel like, well, you know, America, we have, you know, a good dynamic of family and understanding of family. And while, yes, we may understand family and value family, things aren't the way it used to be. Like, everything is so fast. Everything is all about social media. Everything's all about self-care. I'm gonna take care of myself before I think about somebody else. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but other countries, especially, again, the country that I went to in South Korea, it's very much so family oriented. And even when I went to Italy, I went to Naples, Italy. I noticed that the restaurants, they all close down for a period throughout the day. Like, say a restaurant opens at like 11. It's almost nothing opens before like 10 or 11. I forget the specific time. But say something opens up at 10 o'clock. They'll shut back down at like 2 o'clock because that's family time. Then they'll open back up a little bit. And then they're closed because you have to spend time with your family. That is very different here. Like, here restaurants are open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. Like, whatever, you know, what area you live in. And I'm like, we do not have that in the U.S., you know? And it's just something to see, like, you know, the different cultures, the different dynamics. It's very different, you know, to get to learn something different and to see how the same things are valued in a different way, if that makes sense. We all have families. Every country, you know, people have children, people get married. We all have a family. It's just the extent to which family is viewed, you know, if that makes sense. Hopefully that wasn't too complicated in how I worded that. But it's very different. It's, you know, it's different. And it kind of makes me wonder, like how did it get the way it is, you know? So another thing that I noticed that was different when I went overseas was that their women wear dresses and skirts all the time. Like, here in the US, if a woman wears a dress or a skirt, especially younger women, you usually think that they are of apostolic faith or Pentecostal faith or something of that sort. But in South Korea, like, it's nothing for them to wear dresses, nothing for them to wear skirts, or even just like dress up what we consider to be dressing up. Like, if we were to dress up for work or something like that, it's nothing for them to just go out on a Saturday and that's what they wear. And it's like all of them, not literally all of them, but a good amount of them that dress up. It's like there is no walking out of the house in pajamas, or there is no walking out the house in slippers. Like, they're always put together. Always put together. And that is something that's definitely very different. Because in the US, honey, I see kids go to school with blankets on. I'm like, first of all, we could never get away with that when I was going to school. And the fact that these kids are allowed to get away with that, just a very different time period. And I feel like I wasn't in school that long ago. For it to have changed as drastically as it has, but I guess it has. And they take skincare very, very seriously. Like, their skincare products. Like, there was one guy from my work group who brought few hundreds of dollars, like more than $200 worth of skincare products, because he wanted to get it directly from South Korea. And he was like, it's gonna last me a while. I'm gonna make sure it lasts. But he spent over $200 in skincare products. I was like, that's good. You know, if that's what you want to do you, but that won't be me. I'd rather spend my money on food or clothes, which I did. I did spend my money on food and clothes. I spent it on clothes and food. And another thing that I learned was that, and I asked one of the locals that I worked with, about the religion there, because I just assumed that the religion, the dominant religion there was Buddhism. And he said no. Well, maybe in that specific part of South Korea. He said no, the dominant religion in that part that I was in was Christianity. And I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, you know what? I should go because I had off on Sunday and I was there for the whole weekend. Or I was there for 2 weeks, so I had weekends off. I was like, I should go. But I was like, no, because then I'm not going to understand what they say. And I need to understand and follow, be able to follow, you know? But that was definitely something interesting to learn. If I could do it again, I would definitely visit them again, and I hope to visit them again. Like I've said before, I'm slated to go again in March, and I hope that I am able to. But yeah, like going to different countries and learning about their culture is like, that's where it's at, y'all. That's where it's at. So you got people who, you know, they go through life just like you go through life. And, you know, they still make it. And you see how the different values that they have. And it's like, wow, you know, we could learn a thing or two from them. You could apply it to your life, or, you know, just see how it works for them. And them meaning, like, you know, the people of that country that you visit. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, definitely. So in the last video I shared, I talked about my new plans for my YouTube channel and the direction that I wanted my YouTube channel to go into outside of just blogging, and how I wanted to begin doing like a story time with actual books that I read, and how I wanted to incorporate that with my channel. So the books that I ordered did come in. They definitely came in. I just have not had a chance to open them because I wanted to do an unboxing on video and upload it, but I got injured. I fractured my ankle. So that's why I have not been able to do it. I've just been trying to adjust with that because I've never broken an ankle, a leg. I broke my forearm once when I was a kid. I jumped off of the swing. I don't know why, but I was like 4 or 5 and I jumped off of it. But yeah, so I ordered the books and they have come to my house. I have them still packaged so that I can do an unboxing, and I'm going to do an unboxing, and I am going to read at least one of the books before the month is out. That is my goal. That's the plan. And hopefully we could get some good story time out these books, because it seemed pretty good. That's why I purchased them. So we're definitely going to try and, you know, get on schedule. But in the meantime, I wanted to give you all an update to what I've been up to this last week. I'm trying to be a lot more consistent with my channel and be intentional with my channel. You know, with anything in life, if you are serious about it, then you have to be consistent. You have to be patient, but you also have to, you know, be very consistent. Nothing is going to come if you go for it and then you slack off. Go for it and then slack off. It's going to take a longer process. So I'm definitely trying to stick with what I preach and being consistent and ensuring that I upload nice videos, upload good videos, good content. So you guys, that is all that I have for this video. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Share my page, share my channel with somebody, y'all. I appreciate the support. And again, thank you as always.